Season 18 of Drag Race is over. We have a new winner. Let's see how she ranks against the previous 17. Since we were looking at only the main franchise's winners, we're going to be using this point system. We're simply comparing the queens based on their PP scores, their points per episode scores. And if you have any questions about the queen scores, you can watch my cast rankings videos, which will be linked in the description. If you want to support the channel, you can do that by liking the video, commenting who your favorite winner is, and making sure you're subscribed. You can also become a member of the channel, where you would have seen this video before the rest of the viewers. In the last place, we have the first winner of Drag Race, Bebe, Zahara, Benet. Bebe's PP score of 3.3 recurring is not ideal, but Bebe did not win her season because of her extraordinary competition performance. As it was the first season of the show, Ru and the producers needed to have someone that would represent the show in Ru's image, which is something that they said during the season, during some of the critiques. I'm not making this up. And Bebe was exactly the right person for that. Some might say that she's the lowest because she was in the shortest season, and that would not be correct, since two of her castmates in Nina Flowers and Ongina have very high PP scores, higher than a lot of the winners here. Bebe will be more remembered for her looks, her personality, and the fact that she's the first winner ever, rather than her competition performance. Next up, we have Violet Chachki, the winner of Season 7. Violet's PP score and percentage of points are only slightly above Bebe's, and coincidentally, she's also more remembered for her looks and her personality than her competition performance. Kind of like Bebe as well, Violet was on a season where the producers had in mind what kind of a queen they wanted to win. For Season 7, they wanted a younger queen to be crowned, due to Adore Delano's success on Season 6 and her bringing in a younger audience to the show. The ironic thing is, Violet would have been a beast on a season like Season 3 that had more looks-based challenges. She was on a season of acting and comedy group challenges that hindered her presentation, which is why I think she's sometimes overlooked amongst the winners. Next we have Willow Pill, the winner of Season 14. Willow is the first VH1 winner here, but the last of that era of Drag Race. And symbolically, her winning game was poorly edited. In the beginning of the season, she's shown as a silent killer with incredible comedic chops and whimsical but fashionable runway looks. But later, Willow kind of fell into the background of the edit. As she's not a high-energy queen, the show did not know how to edit her, and instead focused on other queens of Season 14, probably not even seeing her as a possible winner, given that they almost eliminated her in the season's last competitive episode. We go from a queen that seemed like a possible winner, but the edit gave us nothing to work with, to a queen that seemed like the only person who could win her season in Bob the Drag Queen. Bob's win is probably most remembered for her incredible comedy and acting skills, and of course her feud with Derek Barry. Also, if Ru ever dies, Bob should be the one to take over the franchise. Bob's win felt inevitable, yet satisfactory. Next, it's the winner of Season 10, Aquaria. Kind of like with Violet, I think people tend to forget that Aquaria is a winner of Drag Race, which is a shame since she had one of the best storylines out of all of the winners, which is saying a lot. She started the season off as the social media queen. Very arrogant, at times ignorant, and really an annoying young villain. Her confrontation with the Vixen was her moment of self-realization, and a moment in which she started becoming the hero of the season. Hand in hand with that, Aquaria also started doing better in challenges, showing off not only her incredible looks, but also how smart she was with her comedy. Her storyline is kind of an upgraded version of the storyline that the winner of Season 2 had, but we will talk about her later. With the same PB score but above Aquaria, we have Symone. These two competed in the same amount of episodes. Both had the lip sync for the crown format in their seasons, and both earned 43 points. However, Aquaria's score is helped by 2 mini challenge wins, which is why Symone is above her. From the very start of Season 13, we knew that Symone was a contender for the crown. Her incredible first 4 episodes of the season kind of cemented her win, with her only competition ever being Rosé, a queen that the show did not care for. An obvious win is not a bad thing, but with the clunky editing of the newer seasons, Symone did not get the storyline that she deserved, but she was still shown as an overall endearing queen and a strong competitor. Next up, we have 2 more queens with the same PP score. Nymphia Wind, the winner of Season 16, goes here first, since her score is helped by a mini challenge win. Nymphia is our first MTV winner, representing one of the best seasons of the show. I would even say the best double-digit season. However, Nymphia's edit was pretty poorly executed. Watching the season, it is clear that the show did not consider her a true contender for the crown, as she basically had no storyline, other than being being plain Jane's friend, I guess, who was actually the main character of the season. On top of that, Sapphira dominated her and every other queen of season 16 in the competition, so Nymphia's win, to me, still feels very poorly shown. And I need him to drop the Nymphia edit of season 16. The other queen with the same PP score is Yvie Oddly. Yvie's storyline was a hybrid of Sharon Needles' and Jinkx Monsoon's storylines on their respective winning seasons. Yvie was the odd underdog that understood the competition better than her competitors and who went up against a clique of queens. Ironically, at times, the show tried to paint Yvie as a villain on season 11, but if you actually rewatch the season, you see that she's right anytime she talks about the competition or about the other queens' competition performances. As annoying as season 11 is to watch sometimes, Yvie is a bright spot in an overall mid-season. Next, we have a queen that I just mentioned, Sharon Needles. Sharon on season 4 was a force of drag. She represented something that was not valued in the show's first 3 seasons. Of course, she was not the innovator of the alternative style of drag that she represented, that was based in horror, but she was one of the first queens to bring it to Drag Race and to the audiences that only knew drag through Drag Race. She was revolutionary. The show built the season around her being an underdog that performed well in challenges, but that doesn't get along great with the rest of the cast, thus being positioned as a misunderstood hero. Her win did not come until the showrunners saw how much of a fan favorite she was. Now, we know that the cast did not actually like her because she allegedly had said some racist stuff behind the scenes, so that's why she did not get along with them. We can acknowledge the bad things that she did outside of the show, but we cannot ignore the fact that Sharon's win actually helped the Drag Race progress into being more inclusive, which is very ironic. Right above Sharon, we have the winner who's kind of responsible for her win on season 4. Raja, the winner of season 3. Raja is the closest thing we have to a villain winning Drag Race. However, in the last couple of episodes of the season, the producers quickly changed her edit to have her appear more heroic than she actually was during those episodes. I cannot wait to hear all of your comments about how Tyra Sanchez was a villain in season 2. Please do show me how media illiterate you are. Raja won because of her versatility and strengths in the visual aspect of drag. She brought a sense of high fashion onto the runway that her predecessors in Bebe and Tyra only hinted at. Raja also proved that her win was not a fluke on All-Star 7, where she was able to hang with and beat most of the newer winners, if not all of them actually, and really show just why the earlier seasons valued talent in a drag competition that's in a reality show and not possible social clout in a reality show of a drag competition like these newer seasons. Next up, we have the winner of season 12, Jaida Legend Hall. You wanna talk about poorly edited wins? Jaida has maybe the worst edit out of all of the winners. The story goes as follows. While filming season 12, the producers wanted the season to focus on a feud between Gigi Good and Sherry Pie, kind of a new school versus old school type of a drag story. The focus was also on Crystal Method due to RuPaul's boner for her. And then the whole thing with Sherry Pie happens and the season has to be quickly re-edited. In all of that mess, Jaida gets nothing really. Even though she's a very versatile queen that can perform and do comedy, who has great looks, a loving personality, and great confessionals, the focus was never really on her. Once we got to the top 3, it was obvious that she was the only one that deserved that crown. Jaida is one of my favorite queens and one of my favorite winners, and I feel kinda sad that her experience with her season was first ruined by the producers and the editors, and then by COVID, and then also by the fans. Next, it's the queen of all queens, Jinkx Monsoon. You know how Sharon had that underdog that's actually good in challenges and is against most of the cast storyline? Yeah, Jinkx did that also, but so much better, and her story was actually organic. Season 5 is one of the best seasons of Drag Race, if not the best, and Jinkx's win on that season is one of the reasons why that is so. The way that she was edited, the way that she performed in challenges, and the way that her drag grew throughout the season, while at the same time she went up against her Alaska dogs, Coco and Alyssa, is fantastic television. Some do say that she was pushed to be in that final top 3 in the top 4 episode when the lip-sync song between her and Detox was changed to help Jinkx, allegedly. But when you have that story and a queen like Jinkx, you should do anything and everything you can to have her win in the end. Right above Jinkx, we have the lovely Onya Nurve. Oh look, another under-edited winner. The three main storylines of season 17 did not include Onya as the main character. She was merely a supporting character in two of those storylines, and even then, her presence in them included either short scenes at worst or half of an episode's appearance at best. This is no way to treat a winner, and watching season 17, you could tell that the show did not see Onya as a possible winner. To the point where, in the beginning of the season, she was shown as a villain as opposed to two queens that they did see as winners who were presented as heroes. Even though in both of those situations, Onya was right. She's a fantastic queen who showed us she could make a great look, be funny, have a good performance, and endear herself to the audience. She's an overall hard hitter, a quadruple threat, and the second all-winner season of All-Stars better be ready for Onya. Next, it's the winner of season 2. Tyra Sanchez. Her story revolved around her needing to win in order to take care of her son, while also being kind of a loner, which made her very focused on the competition. She had an everything in the kitchen sink mentality when it came to the competition, and she excelled at pretty much everything, except for Snatch Game and live singing. Season 2 is a must rewatch, and Tyra's win in that season is one of my favorite stories ever told. Like with Sharon, that does not change the fact that she's a fucking idiot, so let's move on. Next two queens have the same PP score. First, we're going to be talking about the winner of season 9, Sasha Velour. So we go from a queen that had a great story to a queen that had to create her own story and her own path towards the crown. Sasha is the first winner after the inclusion of the lip sync for the crown finale format, due to which she got so much shit after the win. Sasha being underrated on season 9 actually helped her win the season. She pretty much always did well in challenges, placing low only once in the season, and she was often the second best queen in the judges' eyes in an episode. And her two wins in the season prior to the finale were joint wins with Shay. She was never on the producer's radar, and then the finale came. It is interesting that Sasha was able to define and then also break the format of lip syncing for the crown with one wig reveal in her So Emotional lip sync. She upgraded on a classic of Drag Race, a reveal, and perfected it to the point of nobody being able to top her performance since. Also, I just want to say that I rooted for Sasha to win the season, and I was so happy when she did it. The other queen here is the other Sasha. Sasha Colby. Colby goes before Velour due to one mini challenge win that Velour had on season 9. So what can I say about Sasha Colby? The moment there were even rumors that she was on season 15, we all knew that she was going to win. The cast was announced, and we knew that she was going to win. She entered the workroom, and we knew... you get the point. Season 15 is a weird season to watch, because in all of the other seasons, if you already know the winner, you will pay attention to that person. However, you go into season 15 without knowing their winner, but you're still going to pay attention to Sasha and how she's going to dominate the competition because, you know, it's Sasha Colby. And on top of that, she's also highly endearing, entertaining, personable, and well-rounded. Her reputation is so well-deserved. To the surprise of many, this high up, we have Myki Meeks. That is right, she is behind Bianca Del Rio, and only Bianca Del Rio. Myki was the designated confessional giver in the beginning of the season, even though she was just saved there. Worst of all, in 2 out of those 4 episodes, she easily could have been high, had the producers not tried to push for storylines. She was in the bottom 2 only once also, but that only happened because her fellow castmates wanted to save another queen from being in the bottom 2. After this, Myki tells us straight up in the confessionals, I am going to show these queens why they should not have put me as the worst one in the Rate a Queen challenge. And then she goes on to have a streak of 8 high episodes with 4 wins. What a great comeback storyline, which should not have even been a comeback storyline had the season gone normally. But not even Myki could dethrone whom else but Bianca Del Rio. She has the best track record of any queen on US Drag Race. Maybe even out of any Drag Race season ever. Bianca never placed below the safe placement on season 6. In fact, she only ever once was below the high placement. Other than being a beast in the competition, she was always helpful to the other queens, while at the same time, she was destroying them in challenges. Her win was obvious from the get-go. But what I love the most about her win is the fact that she kind of did it out of spite. The story goes as follows. Bianca and Lady Bunny used to host Drag Race related shows before each season in New York, where the cast of whichever season of Drag Race was premiering would perform. During season 5's cast show and party, allegedly, Willam said that Bianca would never be able to get on Drag Race, let alone win it. So Bianca auditioned, won, and has stayed the best winner all these years later. I genuinely doubt that she will ever be dethroned. And that's it. That's the video. Who's your favorite winner of the show? Do you think anybody will ever be able to dethrone Bianca? Sound off in the comments, and thank you for watching.